Welcome into the official Glory Kickboxing podcast. My name is Todd Grisham, and with me via Skype from Canada, former welterweight champion of the world and my broadcast colleague, Joseph Valtellini. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Nice intro here. My intro's getting better. I like it.
Hey, man, I can't tell you how excited I am about going to Belgium next week, man. I think since I started at Glory 30, this may be the best card we've seen. What say you?
You've been talking about it for a while. It's going to be tough to beat Germany for me. But, yeah, pretty excited. There's some sick fights on that. You're going to see that welterweight title again, that belt I showed you, which, again, is tough for me to watch because that still would have been around my waist. But
Right.
I'm excited to see the change in the welterweight division. Can, Cedric Doumbé do what he did to Nicky and revenge his loss against Doumbé? Sorry, not Doumbé.
It's actually avenge, but revenge his loss sounds cool too, Joe.
Well, he wants it. It's revenge, man. As a fighter, we're sitting there. We wanna get back at people. That's the way we look at it. It's getting back.
Stylistically, how does that match differ from when Doumbé fought Holtzkin as opposed to fighting Congolo?
Well, I think Congolo is going to be fighting a little bit more aggressively. He's going to put more combinations together, which is going to be a little bit harder, where Nicky kind of played a little bit patient, allowed Doumbé to use his angles, his movement, but Congolo is going to be a little bit more aggressive. I think he's going to get in, try to use his boxing and his kicks a little bit more. What do you think?
Well, Congolo just looks like a dynamo, and he looked like he was so in control during that tournament. I mean, he was just almost like he wasn't even trying hard, saving himself for when he fights for the title. He's so full of confidence. He's been posting videos on his Instagram about his training, and he looks like Rocky Balboa, man. He's doing crazy stuff. So I think Congolo is going to be as ready, as prepared as he can possibly be, and may the best man win.
I think you're most excited for the Goliath.
Big Ben Saddik.
That's the one I think you're most excited for, man. You keep talking about that fight.
Well, I'm a big Chai Lewis Perry fan. You know that. He makes me laugh. I like people with personality. But Hesty Gerges, when he walks into a room, he's like one of those guys where everybody goes, who the hell is that guy? So I think, and plus Guto Innocent, I mean, when we talk about judges recognizing spectacular offense, that's about all he is. He is spectacular offense. Whether it lands or not, that's a different story. So you got Innocent versus Jamal Big Ben Saddik. And what I've been hearing through the grapevine, Joe, now, you're more of an insider than I am, is that if Jamal Big Ben Saddik, the Goliath, wins and beats Guto Innocent, he might be next up to fight Rico Verhoeven, a man who he's already knocked out cold, mind you. They'll have a rematch for the Glory World Heavyweight title. That's just what I'm hearing.
That footage was really hard to find, and they showed that on the Inside Glory show. I think it was like the first time I saw that knockdown. But that's going to be a crazy fight. I think the Goliath, as you say, is just so big, and I think it's going to be really hard, and I think he'd give Rico a good shot. I think that big size, that big presence could be tough on Rico and maybe give him a tougher fight than the other guys have been giving him.
Well, since we're talking about the Goliath, Jamal Big Ben Saddik, why don't we bring his trainer on right now? Nicky Hemmers joining us from the Netherlands live. So how's Jamal looking right now as he gets ready for Guto Innocent?
Yes, I hope Guto's ready. Jamal is a training animal now, and he's getting really sharp. We have to hold him back a little bit, so I hope for a good fight.
Judging by his last fight against Ishmael Lawn, he seemed to be a lot more patient than we've seen in the past. Was that by design?
Well, no, he has to control the ring, of course, but I do want him to be a little bit more active, But, he's a super heavyweight. He had some ups and downs. I think the win against Lond gave him a lot of confidence in his head, so I think now it will be different.
Because when you watch him, it's hard to probably control that beast, right? Because he just wants to go in and start swinging and throwing, but he was patient, and then when he let it out, that's when he does his damage.
I think he's a bit nervous also because, he competed with all the best guys, but he still does not have as much experience as they have. But when he starts unleashing his real power, then I think it's very hard for anybody to keep standing with this guy,
I just think it's crazy, too. Like, when he holds pads, you basically have to, lift your hands in the air.
Yeah. When he kicks, I feel it in my legs.
Yeah. And even when he kicks, anytime you see that guy kick someone, he flies. That leg is huge.
Yeah, and if he kicks, you really, really feel it.
Now, Guto Innocence has such an unorthodox style, spectacular offense, spinning wheel kicks. He's always doing something dynamic. How do you approach a fighter like that?
Yeah, well, it's a big difference with Jafar, of course. I know Guto. I think that I don't know, he grabs a lot, you know. He has some strange kicks, but when you start really fighting with him, he's trying to do his own combo and grabbing, you know. And yeah, I don't know. I think we have to keep him in a distance and give the pressure to him.
How did you think he did against the other fellow Dutchman, D'Angelo Marshall?
I think he underestimated him.
I agree.
He knocked him down, and I think he was the better fighter, but he gassed out because I don't know if he trained a lot. I really think he thought from, this is an easy fight, bye-bye.
By the way, you said it's really nice weather there in Netherlands. It's snowed like 2 feet over here, so I just shoveled the driveway, so I'm drinking a real man's beer, a little Mick Ultra, to get me through this.
No,
it's not like that. It's not like that wimpy European beer that you guys drink, okay?
Yeah, we only have Heineken. Nobody knows it.
Hey,
no one knows.
We're coming to. Is it pronounced Den Bosch or Den Bosch?
Den Bosch.
So how exciting is that we're going to be coming there for what? Glory 41, is it, Joe?
I like it.
Yeah, it should be there.
I can stay in my house.
Yeah.
How far is that from you?
25 minutes.
Really?
So
what's the arena like? How many people do you think will show up for that?
I'm not good with arenas. But I think it's going to be, 10,000 maybe. I don't know.
That's great. Yeah. Well, hey, back to Jamal real quick. There's rumors that maybe if he wins this fight, he might get a shot at Rico Verhoeven. I mean, he's already knocked out. How is he ready for that type of level again?
Yeah, I think Jamal is ready for everybody. Rico is a difficult fighter. He has good conditioning. But then he doesn't have the power that Jamal has. He already holds a win over him. Yeah. Let's first do this fight, and we are ready for everyone, you know. And I do agree that Jamal will be the next in line, because who's left?
Yeah.
You also have 2 other fighters on the card, the Grigorians.
The Grigorians, the animals.
The Grigorians. Yeah. So let's talk about Harut. That's the fight I'm really excited for, because that guy, man, just that knockout power, doesn't care who's in front of him. You can put a technician or anything. He's going to stand in and just attack the head, attack the body. How's he looking?
He's looking strong as always. Harut, so he's easy to work with and difficult because he really only wants to fight, and we try to build in a good style that his guard is better and it's all the small things. But yeah, working with him, he just wants to fight, you know. Just as you said, he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's going to do his thing, and whatever you try, he's going to try to knock you out. So, yeah, I like his style, you know. It's really what we are looking for in our gym. And, yeah, he's the best guy, you know. He's very nice, does what I say. And, yeah, I think he will be a real big problem for the top 5.
And, hey, we do have a title fight coming up next week. Cedric Doumbé versus Yohan Kongolo. What are your thoughts on those 2 guys?
Well, I agree with Harut. Just as I said to John also, I think it's an open fight. I think Kongolo can win by KO or Doumbé by decision, because I think he's good, and the fights they had before, I don't think Doumbé was the Doumbé that he is now. Yeah, let's see. I think it's an open fight. I don't know.
So what about your other Grigorian? You have Marat Grigorian now. Tell me about his opponent, what you think. Because, man, he's been really unlucky with Saddik.
Yes.
But you said it. You still feel he can be the next champion in the division.
Yes. If they come to fight with Marat, I think 8 out of 10 times we will win, because I think he's the best now at this moment. About his opponent, I really don't know much about him, because with Marat, always something happens. Nobody wants to be in the line to fight Marat, I think, because they always cancel or something happens. Or this new guy, I don't know. The only thing I know is that it's a tricky fighter. He has a strange style. But yeah, we are preparing for war. So, yeah.
Let's talk about you for just a second. You're still a young guy, somewhat handsome. But you've really taken the fighting world by storm. You're one of the top, I would definitely say top 5 trainers in the world. how did you get where you are, and describe your training style? Like if someone comes to your gym to train with you, what are they in for?
They're in for war. We only want to fight. We don't want to play around or run around. Of course, we have strategies and technical things, but our main thing is just hands up and fight. That's what people like, you know. They know if they fight with somebody from my gym that they have to fight. It won't be an easy fight. They can win sometimes, yes, of course, but it won't be an easy fight.
I got 2 questions for you. Let's start with the first one. Of a lot of people want to ask like this Dutch style. Would you explain what Dutch style is to you? And, you know, would you consider your style and gym Dutch style kickboxing? Because a lot of people say punches and low kicks. That's the first thing people think when they think. But to me, it's more than that. People are just simplifying a huge system and style. But I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, I think my father already created his own style, of course, at the beginning. And I grew up with the best, with my brother, with Saki, with everybody, with my partners, Holske. It's just the thing that I grew up with, you know. And, it seems that I'm pretty good in it now. So the Dutch kickboxing, I think our style is a mixture of everything. If I see something good from somebody else, I try to work with it in my way. It's not that we have a certain system. I think people that say Dutch kickboxing are not mixing up their own styles. I think it's easy to say, oh, that's Dutch kickboxing. No, I don't know. We just have our own style. We have the hammer style. I don't know. It's not like, oh, this is the style that we want to work with. And also every fighter works with a different style. Not every style works for every guy. So it's always different.
So question number 2, I think people will love this. And this is, to me, amazing. You mentioned your brother.
My brother is Ramen Becker. In my eyes, the best kickboxer ever walking on this planet. I think the things that he did with my father back in Thailand opened the doors for all the international fighters now, because there was no K1, or I think when he started beating Thais in their game in their country, I think many people started following the sport and wanted to do the sport. And just as you say, many people idolize him, you know. Same for me. For me, it's just my brother. But then again, in the sport, of course, I still watch his fights, still tell my fighters to watch his fights before they fight. And in my eyes, he's like Bruce Lee of kickboxing, you know. And I'm glad to hear that still so much people adore him. I like it a lot. I hope that it continues like this, because I think in 50 years people will still know him and want to be like him.
Just like that wicked shirt you gave me, man. Diamonds are forever, man, and I still love the shirt, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Speaking of fashion, every time you walk by in the hotel and you got on these super tight sweatpants and tight top, Joe goes, man, I got to get me one of those things. I'm like, Joe, quit checking him out. He'll get you one. Just ask him.
I'll take you to the show.
That's it. You got to get me one of those. No problem, you got to think. Todd and I, listen to this. Listen to me. Todd and I went shopping together in Chicago, and we bought jeans together because I wasn't happy. His jeans were too big. He says I got to wear tight
stuff all the time. I got to wear tight clothes.
His jeans were too big, so I said, listen, if we're going to be broadcast partners, I can't have you walking around in baggy jeans.
I don't want nut huggers. I want to breathe a little bit. And Joe, you know what Joe says? He goes, it's not about how you feel, it's about how you look. What the hell is that?
Your jeans were so big that you were walking on the bottom of them. They were bigger than your shoes.
I look like I'm at a rap video. Oh, my God.
Right from Europe, where, the fashion capital. He's telling you need to wear tight track pants.
Yeah, you guys need to go with me for some shopping.
You already have the same kind of hair. Now we're working on the fashion part.
All right, I'm in.
But You're doing good.
How old are you?
28.
Nicky. See, I'm 41. I can't be walking around with my cock looking like a division sign between the two balls. I can't do that because it's so tight.
We call that in Canada, remember, the baked potato.
The baked potato.
All right, you guys can have all the baked potato you want, man.
The potato
I like mashed potatoes better. Well, hey, Nicky, thanks for being on with us, man. It was a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to see you soon. And we still got to plan out a training day, my man. We still got to train it out one day.
Yeah, man. You're coming to Brussels?
Yeah. I'm there.
I bring my gear.
Okay, gloves are packed.
And when we're in Den Bosch, you're inviting us over to your house for dinner, right? Is that already happening?
No problem. You're more than welcome.
Okay.
Sold.
Okay. All right, Nick.
Thanks
Have
for
a good
All
one,
right, brother. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. Oos.
Love me some Nicky Hemmers. Not as much as you love him with those track suits, but I love him. Hey, by the way, we mentioned Den Bosch. Let me give you the schedule for Glory. It came out for the first half of the year. Obviously, we're in Brussels, March 25th. Then in April, on the 29th, we'll be in Copenhagen. Then it's Den Bosch in the Netherlands, May 20th, to Paris, June 10th, and then July 21st at the legendary Madison Square Garden. That's July 21st in New York City. Joe, we've talked about almost all the big fights on the card, except for our other title fight, Saddik back in action again against Dylan Salvador. What do you think?
Well, Salvador's coming off that tournament win, which very impressive, and I like to see that he's got his title shot right away. I think Salvador really impressed me, and I think the way he can give Saddik some problems, and they're actually 1-1. They've already fought each other twice. They're 1-1. And I think that Muay Thai style Salvador gives makes it a little bit more difficult for Saddik. Those Dutch style, the constant pressure, the forward style, makes it easy for these Thais a lot to control their distance and kick, where I think Salvador is going to be a little bit more tricky with his Muay Thai experience.
Okay, and then we have a contender tournament. Two somewhat big names, Sergey Adamchuk, obviously someone we've known, and then another Thai fighter who last time picked out his opponent. He just said, I'm going to kick him to the body on the left side for 3 straight rounds, and that's what he did and painted his side completely.
Left kick. The whole fight, I just actually rewatched that just before we got on here. He literally used one kick, one weapon to shut down Ranita's output, and I think that's what he has to do this fight to make him successful. But I'm hoping to see, and in my opinion, I don't know much about the other guys, but Ulyanov, I believe is the name, comes from the same camp as Vahitov and Artem Levin, so you know he comes from an experienced background. Doesn't have as much experience, but I think it's going to be a great fight. If I had to predict the 2 favorites, it would be Panamarung and Adamchuk in the finals.
Panamarung, well done. I was going to try and say the name, but I didn't have it in front of me. I didn't want to butcher it. Yeah, during the fight, I called him Kiat Moonkau, but we thought we were going to call him Panamarung, so this time we got to decide which one of those names we're going to go with.
See, I think we got to go Panamarung because it's his first name. Kiat Moonkau is his gym name. That's like calling Tong Chai and Saddik just Sit Song Pino.
All right. Panamarung.
We should call him a nickname. We need him a nickname.
Well, the Thai Terminator's already taken. That's my favorite. The Thai Terminator.
That's your Tong Chai.
Yeah, boy, he looked helpless once he started getting hit with punches by
Myrtle.
Name slipping. Myrtle Grunhart. Man, he was doing great with the kicks, and then all of a sudden he started getting lit up. And I don't know why a lot of these Thai fighters seem to do that. They put their hands up and they start walking into the punches. That's like the worst thing you can do, right?
Well, in the Thai ways, he's really trying to use his hands to block the punches to come in. But Myrtle just did a good job at mixing in hooks and uppercuts. But for me, I think Tong Chai should have stayed outside, used his kicks. Yeah. He was just walking in, trying to use his clinch, but couldn't stop that boxing. So hopefully Panamarung has a different approach to that than trying to sit in the pocket and eat punches.
But I like Tong Chai's nastiness. I want to see him back in a Roy ring soon. He's really a nasty guy. Even his trainers are like, when he walks away, they're like, he's a real asshole. But they love him because that's what he likes.
He sticks to his guns. He goes in and he fights. He scraps, and I like it. And
if you watch that fight, there was some dirty moments in there. He was enjoying that, but in the end, it was Grunhart, just too much class, I thought, especially in the kickboxing realm.
Yeah, he's got too much experience in the kickboxing ring, that boxing experience. But Tong Chai's going to come back, and once he fully grasps his rules and his boxing, he's going to be vicious.
I concur, my man. All right, well, that's it. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Have you made a sandwich on the sandwich maker that I sent you for Christmas yet?
I'm trying to cut carbs out. I'm trying to keep my figure.
So it's been 3 months since I sent you a Christmas gift. And you still haven't made one freaking sandwich.
No. But I'm going to bring the socks. Are we going to wear matching socks this time around?
Yeah.
I like it. Part of our shopping.
I was all excited. I bought, for those who don't know, I don't think anyone knows, I bought me and Joe matching socks. They have skulls and bones on them, right? Like the pirate sign. I thought they were so cool. Obviously, they're stupid. But I was like, we can wear the same socks. I even got navy blue and black. So I wear my suit. I got my black on. I'm like, where's yours? And you're like, I didn't think I was supposed to wear them. I was like, really? When I handed them to you and said, wear these tomorrow, there was something lost in translation there?
Is that how I sound? Is that really how I sound?
Your voice is like, there's no, it's monotone.
Do I have to do a Todd Grisham impersonation?
Yeah, all right, let's hear it. Wait, hold on. I was going to set it up for you. All right, I need you to say, coming up next, Guto Innocence taking on the Goliath, Jamal Big Ben Saddik. Go.
And coming up next, we have Guto Innocence versus the Goliath, Jamal Ben Saddik. From Washington, I'm Todd Grisham, alongside my broadcast partner. See you in Brussels. Everyone's going to see it now.
Oh, God.
The main event of the evening.
And here, now, why don't you call someone being knocked down on my voice, and I'll be Joseph Valtellini. Go.
Is this what we're doing?
Go.
And then you go into a beautiful left kick. This is the most craziest thing I've ever seen.
You know, he did land that left kick pretty good, and he did crumble to the floor. But, you know, it's all about space and distance, and I'd like to see a few more low kicks, but I'll take the knockout. Thanks, Joe. Okay, way to go.
Well done. Well done.
All right, with that, we got to get out of here. We got to get
Alrighty.
out of here. You're hurting my feelings, for God's sakes.